I actually don't know if this is working. Trying this out for the first time and seeing what I think of it. Hi. I'm trying this out in my back deck, and oh, this is Chris Wharton, by the way. Hello, everyone. And I figured we could try a little sketchbook tour while I test out the Streamlabs app and see what it's all about. I've got a few things on my table out here, along with my sketchbook and my iPad and like some stuff to show you guys. But just trying to figure out whether or not it's actually working. It looks like I'm seeing a couple people saying hi, and it's kind of hard to read because the sunshine is blocking my vision. Well, I just hope you guys like it. Okay, so anyway, let's test this out and see if it actually works. Oh, okay, here we go. I see it actually showing up as a live event on my iPad now. Great, sweet, that's awesome. Well, let's see if I can look at it at the same time as I'm recording it. I'm gonna just knock it to mute so I don't have some sort of weird reverb or anything like that. And maybe I can actually look at the chat room and everything like that at the same time. Okay, cool. Here, hi. I see I've got like 4 people already saying hi. So let's give you a quick something to look at. So I figured we could take a quick tour of my sketchbook while I'm here. I've only got a few minutes though because my daughter's going to be home, and I just wanted to see if this whole streaming thing actually is something that could actually work for everyday drawing. I'm actually home right now in my backyard, just sitting on my deck. Beautiful day, and I thought I'd maybe try out inking, or maybe just give you guys a sketchbook tour and see what you guys think of my sketchbook. I hope you guys like it, and if this is a cool enough little feature, I may actually try doing this more often. I actually have like some things to work on, which I can show you guys. I'm working on not a card game. I'm working on a module right now, which is actually something that kind of works with D&D 5e, but it's for Third World Studios, and they've asked me to do a bunch of drawings for their module, and it's a bunch of different characters and stuff from this world, from the book by David Rodriguez, Finding Gossamer, and they're turning it into something that's it's going to be something that you can actually roleplay, which will be a lot of fun. So I'm going to do some bestiary stuff. And I'm getting to do some, let me see, some characters and things like that, character races. I can show you guys some of the random, hold on a second, I've got to pull some other booklet out. Some of the random super cool art that I've been working on, including this rhino guy over here, this. Oh man, you can't see anything. It's all glare. I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can do this a little bit better. I'm getting a serious delay on the iPad, so I'm not even able to see what I'm showing you guys until like a few seconds later on, which is kind of trippy. But anyway, I'm getting to do some fun stuff for Third World Studios. And because of that, I'm going to probably be doing some streaming over the next couple of days and see how, doing this stuff live actually works out. Like for instance, this is a bison character for that module. Here's a. Let me see if I can actually see in the phone that I'm using. It's another one of my drawings that I'm working on. I've worked on for them. These ruffles here were kind of a pain in the butt, but I think that the dress came out really cool. I really like the sleeves here. Oh, let me see, what else? Before the whole book falls apart. Thank you guys so much for saying that they look good. I'm actually finally able to read some of the chat now. I'm doing okay over here. I've honestly been working, and I've been getting some artist block out of the way. I've been trying to push on through and stuff like that, and I've been working on a comic book of my own called Venture Cats, which is actually based off of these sketches that I did last year that I turned into a couple of different kinds of prints. I've had a lot of fun working on that book, but I've been also working on a lot of other random things for Third World, including this drawing right here, and this drawing right here, and some other sketches over here, which have been a lot of fun. And you can see a lot of these drawings I actually ended up, this is in my sketchbook, and it's still stuff I'm using for paying gigs. But you can also use nicer paper, but I actually feel like this paper, it's a Strathmore sketchbook. It holds the ink well, and it works really well for the purpose that I'm using it for. This is one of my favorite characters for this job, by the way. Let me see if I can move along. These are just some random sketches I did. I was actually in New York City for a little while, taking care of my parents who were in the hospital, and I was stuck there in the waiting room for a long time, and I ended up just doing these doodles while I was hanging out with them. I really like the way that this dragon's scales came out on the back of its neck. It was just a fun exercise in texture, but I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for saying that they were interesting designs. I'm having a hard time reading my screen because of the light out here. It's really bright and it's glaring all over my screen. So I apologize if I'm not calling you guys all out by name. This over here, this design was actually done for a comic book pitch where I was working on this kind of 80s spoof of action TV shows, 80s and 90s TV shows, kind of like, let me see, the A-Team and Magnum PI and stuff like that. And this was just a character design for that. This is also another thing for Third World Studios. More designs, for trying to flesh out different kinds of character designs and get the idea of what certain characters' bodies look like and how they move, and what they look like underneath the armor. For instance, this guy right here ended up being armored in the final version. You can see him looking pretty badass in this armor over here. But, I had to figure out what he looked like beforehand. I've been playing around with how the scales moved over the body. Over here, I hadn't even figured some of that out. I was basing some of this tail work off of an alligator, which I had a lot of fun with. I like the texture a lot. It almost looks like a leather armor, but it's actually his skin. Just me doodling around. Then over here, this is more of an infantry soldier versus one of the more elite versions of them. This is an alchemist version of that race. A bunch of different weaponry and items that were used for the module, one of the previous modules I did for them, which was a lot of fun. I really had a lot of fun with this rope and this book. This book was a pain in the butt, but I feel like it was so worth the time I put into it. Let me see if I can give you guys a better look at it. Let me see. Man, it's kind of hard to tell where the screen is. Some daggers, more of that 80s, 90s action comedy spoof. Playing around with this character's facial expressions was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed making the facial expressions kind of sing. The pitch didn't seem to go anywhere, but it was a whole mess of fun to do while I did it. I actually worked on this character design right here, and I tried. Hey, sorry about that, guys. My phone apparently crashed because it became too hot or something. But it looks like now we're the buffering is catching up on my iPad, so you guys can see me again. I'm so sorry about that. Anyway, I've been working on this set of character designs for a comic book called Venture Cats that I've been working on, and I've been having a lot of fun with them. Little doodles like this dude. Just trying to figure out what the in-game personas for the characters in the comic book are going to be like. The comic book is actually going to be about a bunch of cats actually who are in middle school who are trying to form a tabletop RPG party where they get to sit down and play the RPG at home. And so you get to see them sitting at the table and actually playing the game, but you also get to see them in the in-game world. So I've been having a lot of fun playing around with all these different character designs. Anyway, let me see. Let me see if I can flip this. How do I do that? There we go. So I'm gonna have to cut this short. My daughter's gonna be home in like 2 minutes, and this was just sort of like a test to see how it worked out. I'm glad that I was able to try it out and see that, you know, it worked to a certain extent. The phone actually got a little hot. Now I can actually, because I'm looking at the screen in a different way, I can actually see the people who've been talking, and everyone's been saying hey and hi and stuff like that. And I'm so sorry I haven't been responding to each of you individually. Let me see. I hope I can figure out a way to do these things a little bit more often. I want to see if I can maybe set it up so that the iPad is actually the one that's doing the heavy lifting, because my my phone is actually it seems to be overheating or something like that, and the way it works is it just sort of like kicks you out, and it just says that the iPad isn't actually like streaming anything, like everything is broken. But anyway, I'm gonna try this again tomorrow, okay? And I hope you guys liked the little sneak peek into my little sketchbook that you got to see. Let me see if I can show you a couple things before I shut this down. I'm gonna give you a few more pages. Give me a sec. I'm gonna flip it. Boop. This dude right here is Guppy. He's actually one of my favorite characters for this comic book I'm working on. I love this little dude. He's just got so much personality. This is another one of my favorites. His name is Bull. This is Hawk. These are all in-game names, by the way. So when they talk to each other, they're actually going to be talking to each other as if like they are the person who's in the game. They don't use their actual names at the table. And I'll tell you guys more about this stuff as we go, as I do these more often. Maybe I can start doing this at my desk with a dedicated webcam. All right, you guys. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.